Hi there. In this activity, I will show you that how we can make our domain member a server a server member of a domain controller or domain. So I show you that the topology which we are using here. So you can see that I have a server DC1, server DM1, server DM2, and server SA1. So server DC1 has a desktop 2016, DM1 also have a desktop 2016, DM2 has a server core installation done, and they are connected to the internal virtual switch. They're using a IP address of 192.168.0.1 on domain controller 1, and then 0.2 on domain member 1, and 0.3 is on domain member 2. Now what I will do in this activity, I will make this domain member 1 server as a member of this domain, because on DC1 I've already installed Active Directory domain service role and DNS role. And if you look at our previous activity, in that we have mentioned that we have a domain name of mcsa 2016.local. So now I will make this desktop version and also do DM2, which is a server core, member of this DC1. So for this activity, DC1 should be up and running, which is running in this case. So I go in just to make sure. Password 01. So it's fine. So now I go to, and also on domain controller, I need to make sure that the IP addresses are configured. So I go to local server, and then you see 192.168.0.1 IP address is there. So good, fine. Domain member 1, I open it, input, log in as the administrator, server manager opens, I go to local server, and then you see over here that over here still it has a IP address which is assigned by DHCP. So I need to change that. So according to my topology, IP address on domain member 1 should be on this Ethernet card. Go to our properties, double click that, and then use the following IP address. So I'll use 192.168.0.2 IP address. Mask is 255.255.0. Because domain member 1 will use domain controller as a default gateway, so I'll put IP address 192.168.0.1 IP address of the domain controller. Also on DC1, the same server, I have a DNS server installed as well. So I'll put a 192.168.0.1 IP address over there as well. And say OK, say OK. Now as soon as you put IP address straight away, it actually finds the network, say yes here. So now through internal virtual switch, both of these machines are now connected. It means that DC1 is connected here and DM1 is also, so there is a connection between DC1 and DM1. So for verification, the other thing which I need to do is that I should turn off firewall. You see, Windows firewalls, it should be turned off, because otherwise it will not allow my ICMP traffic. So okay here, so I did it on DM1. Similarly, I will do it on DC1 also. Turn off firewall for domain, for private, public, all three. Say okay. Good. Now I will go to DM1 and I will go to command prompt and I will verify the connectivity to DC1. First I'll check again my IP address, IP config 0.2 default gateway 0.1. Good. So I'll ping 192.168.0.1. Good. So I'm getting 100% result. So it is pinging domain controller 1. For extra, as a precaution, I will go to domain controller 1 also. CMD command prompt IP config 0.1 IP address. I'll ping 192.168.0.2. Fine, good, beautiful. Now I'll come to DM1. Over here in the local server, you see that it is a work group. And also one more thing which we need to do is we need to change the computer name. So two things we're gonna do together. So I'll make it Server DM1, and also I will change the domain of that. So domain name is MCSA 2016. And also I'll change Server DM1. Say okay. So now it is connecting to domain controller, but over there over here I need to put the password of the administrator. So I'll put administrator as the username, which is already a username in my domain controller. So that is the administrator's password for the whole domain. Password 01. So okay. So I change it to Server DM1. Server DM1. Okay. And then the domain name is MCSA 2016.local. Okay. So now this server DM1 will join the domain of MCSA 2016.local. Say okay. Now it asks you to administrator, and then the domain password is password, and say okay. Now you see, so as soon as it joins it, it says welcome to the MCSA 2016.local domain. Say okay, and it has to take a restart. Say okay, apply, restart now. So it will take a restart. It's applying computer settings, and here you go. For input, keyboard, password, and you will notice that now the status is changed. So now you see it's a server DM1. Now the workgroup is not a workgroup, it's a domain now. MCSA 2016.local. Firewalls, so we turn firewall off so that we don't have any problem on the domain. So okay, yeah, yep. And it has the IP address of 192.168.0.2. So this is how we make this server as a domain member of domain MCSA 2016.local. Now the Second task of this activity is that how we're gonna make the server core as a domain member of our domain controller DC1, or domain member of a domain MCSA 2016.local. So I'm in domain member 2 now, so I'll make sure that what's the IP address configured here, IP config, so it's 192.168.0.3, default gateway 0.1. So in order to check connectivity, I will ping first domain controller .168.0.1, so which is fine. Now, easiest way to make this core server as a domain member, that command prompt commands are also available, but I'll go to PowerShell and then use sconfig command. So you see that it is kind of a GUI type of thing in which it asks you that what you want to do. So if you look at that one, I want to change the domain or workgroup, so I can give option number 1, enter. Now it says, do you want to join domain, or you want to create a workgroup? So if I want to join a domain, so type D, press enter. Now it says, what is the name of your domain? So I'll put a MCSA 2016 local. Press enter. So now we need to put a administrator password, username, and now the password. DM2 is not able to find domain controller 1. The reason is that we forgot to give DNS IP address to DM2, the server core. So to give IP address of DNS server, so we use this command in PowerShell, set DNS client server address, interface alias Ethernet, and then we say server address, there is a space here, server address, dash with hyphen, and then the DNS server IP address, which is 192.168.0.1, because I have DNS server installed on domain controller 1, and then press enter. Okay, so the problem on this one is set DNS client server address. Okay, so in this way it's really, yep. So you need to have a space between server address and interface alias. Yep. So now it's done. So we can verify bitconfig/all, and you can see now it has IP address 0.3, mask of 255.255 on Ethernet card, and it has a DNS server of 0.1. So now what we will do, we will use sconfig command to join this DM2, server DM2, which is server core, the domain of MCSA 2016.local. So this, press enter. Now you see that the options are there. So option number 1 is about domain or workgroup 1. Enter. Now you want to join domain or you want to change the name of workgroup. So press D, as you can see over here. Now name of the domain, so MCSA 2016.local. Enter. Now we need to have a domain user. So administrator is my domain user, which is administrator of domain as well. And then I'll put a password. It is asking me password. Okay, now it says, do you want to change the computer name before restarting the computer? So the computer name is already Server DM2, so it's okay for me. So I will say over here that no. Now it will restart the computer and then it will join the domain. So now after it is applying computer settings now. Okay, now we input L password 1, and to verify I'll say ipconfig/all. So you can see that it has a Server DM2 as a name and it has joined MCSA 2016.local domain. So that's the end of this activity, in which what we did, we joined a desktop server DM1 to the domain MCSA 2016.local and also the server core with the name of Server DM2 to the domain of MCSA 2016.local. Thanks for watching.